Well, hello, Pisces. Welcome to your November reading, the first one, of course, of this month. We are going to dive right in, see what we have for you. We're going to start with the archetype card. Trying to bring this close to me. Femme Fatale highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. Mm. This is a change of heart. It's not actually that simple. Um, it feels to me like you can use love or sexual energy, Pisces, to attain what you want, especially in love. But it's not always what's right for you when you do that, you know? Just because you can have it doesn't mean it's the right thing for you or it's the right path. Just because you win in that way. Okay, so I feel like there's a bit of a spiritual connection to this, and that you're figuring out how to use that energy wisely or in a beneficial way for yourself. So we have you are the joy seeker. What little victories can you celebrate? This is realizing that you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. That's what I'm getting from that. And soul alignment. It's time for a radical change. How can you show up for yourself in ways that you never have before? This is making a decision and fighting for it, right? There's a lot of energy in this where everything that is easy to attain is not always the best thing to attain for you. Some things take a little bit of a struggle, a little bit of work, a little bit of wisdom to get through, to master. And those things can be good for you as well. Everything is not a cakewalk. Okay, that's what it's saying. And sometimes when it's a cakewalk, most of the time that it's a cakewalk, it's really not victorious for you at the end, right? Because I'm seeing a lot of, okay, I got the thing that I was working for, but this is not the victory for me, okay? So we have healing light. Freedom, moving on and letting go. And up from the depths, releasing difficulty. And I'm going to pull this one as well. It is fragmented energy. This very much has the energy of, yeah, I got it, but this isn't exactly what I wanted. There's a lot of that here. And understanding that about yourself, like coming to grips with that, that the things that you may want to achieve or the things that you should achieve, like that are destined for you, take some work, you know? It's not always going to be easy. And I feel like you understand this by hitting some sort of plateau where you've achieved something or this is like saying, I need to better my life by going to school and then enrolling and being like, this is not the thing that I thought would make me happy. You know, it's achieving a goal, but then realizing that this wasn't really what you needed, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's like a lot of movement and then realization. This is going to be a mess because I don't know where to put that, but we'll do it like this. Okay, Pisces, let's get into your cards. Four of Swords feels very much like taking a step back. 10 of Coins, achieving but not wanting to stay. Sun, 8 of Swords, 6 of Coins, okay. Hangman, Knight of Wands, Queen of Cups. I'm going to say this, Pisces, and the 5 of Wands. It's almost like you were like, I have to do this for me. I have to make this happen for me. This is what I need to do, despite other people's advice or what they think. And then you do it, and it doesn't fulfill you the way that you think it would, right? So I feel like there's a need for a step back. But anyhow, overall energy, we have the 2 of Swords and the 9 of Cups. Both happen to be in reverse. Yeah, this is achieving the goal. You've achieved it. It's something you thought you needed. It's something you thought you needed to fulfill. You thought it through. It was the plan. You executed it. It happened. And the 9 of Cups in reverse tells me that it is not as satisfying as you thought it would be. Okay. So, major arcana on the table, we have the Sun and the Hangman. The Sun, again, is telling me that you achieved something. That there is the success that you craved or that you wanted. You achieved that. The Hangman in reverse tells me that it did not fulfill you. Again, this is the second time this message is coming up. It's like you feel stuck. It's giving you a different perspective. Like you've achieved it. That's great. But why am I not happy? Why am I not feeling fulfilled? Why did this not work out the way that I planned it to? Okay. So it tells me with the 4 of Swords that you took a break on something. You had something stuck in your head. You needed to leave. You needed to walk away from what was to achieve something else. And I do feel like you did achieve it with the 10 of Coins, even though it's in reverse, but that just tells me that it wasn't fulfilling for you. You don't see yourself continuing this path for the future. It's not. That's not what you need for yourself. The Sun tells me that you achieved it again. So you did achieve something. You moved on it. You were die hard about it. I feel like there was a lot of energy to make it happen. A lot of this was based on you trying to feel fulfilled or satisfied inside of yourself for one reason or another. But it just tells me that it did not give you what you needed. The 4 of Swords is like you're really attached to something that you left, moved away from, said you didn't need anymore. Because it just tells me that you're taking a rest from it, meaning that it's still active in your energy one way or another, whether you're keeping it there or the universe is. It also makes me feel like there's no closure there, like you're still involved in some way energetically. Yeah. You're seeing that you were being single-minded or only thinking of yourself, or you could say being selfish. I don't see it that way. I see it more like you were just in your head trying to shift through things. I would never call that selfish. But where you are doesn't seem to be giving to you. It's interesting, Pisces, because it's like you could stick with this energy. You could keep doing what it is that you're doing, but you're seeing that in the long haul, this is not satisfying. It's not helpful. It's not stable. And you're really ready. You're acknowledging in November that it's time to surrender to that energy and sort of move on from it. It's like, I don't want this to take over my life or be like, I don't want to keep using this excuse that I have to do this, or that this is the only thing for me when it doesn't satisfy me and I don't see it good for me in the future. And what I'm saying is, it's almost like if you continue on this path, you're going to look back and say, this was the day, or this was the moment that I could have changed this. But out of selfishness or lack of wisdom or whatever, I did not. I wish that I could. So it will turn into a shoulda, coulda, woulda situation if you allow it to. Because again, you see it. And that has been a big theme in all the readings this month, is you see it. Now, what are you going to do about it? Once you have that knowledge, once that wisdom hits you, that aha moment, what are you going to do with that energy? Are you going to leave it there? Or are you going to use it to better yourself? So as we move forward, I see you being a little bit frustrated, because you've kind of gotten yourself intertwined in something, in your emotions, and not wanting to be vulnerable or weak. It's like your actions have led you to this point where it's hard for you to just easily step out of it, and you're having a hard time releasing it. It almost feels like you're half of who you are, or half of what you could be, because of stubbornness or not wanting to be vulnerable. But seeing that there could be victory if you would just do that. There's this overwhelming sense of not being satisfied with your situation, but pretending to be, maybe even to yourself, but definitely to others, to save face. Okay. When really inside, you know the truth, and it feels like those emotions and feelings are coming up fast. Okay. Let's see why you stepped away. Emotion, love, connection. Grass is greener on the other side. Things have to be better than now. Lack of love, lack of emotional fulfillment. Feeling isolated, disconnected, emotionally disconnected, spiritually disconnected. You left something behind, broke up with someone, changed the way you do things, and went towards something you thought that would immediately make you happy. But as those emotions, those feelings, that sort of illusion died down, I feel like you were able to see things more clearly. So that again confirms to me that you've reached the goal, but it wasn't all that it was cracked up to be. So before we get back into this, I want to talk about money or career. Let's see what comes up. You may have some terrible spending habits, Pisces, because I see you noticing financial or career issues. So this is like you maybe not putting in as much effort at work, because you're like, well, it doesn't matter if I do or not, nobody cares, blah, blah. It's something like that. Like, well, they're not treating me right, so I'm going to do this. It has a little bit of stubbornness to it either way, whether it's money or career. But I see that you see that there needs to be a change, that there's no point in avoiding what the truth is, but it's like you continue to move forward because you're like, well, I'm good right now, if that makes any sense. But I see in November that there's going to have to be a change. Yeah, because it's affecting your future. It's affecting your stability. It's affecting your finances or your career right now. There's some stubbornness in these cards, Pisces. I see you thinking about something a lot. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, another water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It looks like the thought of going back to something or someone, but knowing that they're probably gonna be stubborn or not open up. Yeah, it feels like, well, it's like, well, that's not gonna be lucrative. That's not gonna work. Having that stuck in your head. So it tells me that you're not even trying. What's interesting with this is it's like you're looking to make the sacrifice to contact someone if you're out of contact with them. Or no, I'm going to keep this with a person because it feels more like a person. To reconnect with them after you had time to think and process. But it's like it's hard for you to make that decision. Because you don't know what the next steps will be, what their reaction will be, what the plan will be. But this will definitely help break the cycle that you're in with this, as we talked about before. Yeah, this is stubbornness. Yeah, it looks like in the past you were pretty stubborn and you just acted out of some sort of emotion or too quickly. And now this is the repercussions of that. And especially with the Eight of Pentacles, it's like it's going to be work to fix it. Yeah, emotionally, you're eventually going to have to make that choice. It's very clear that emotionally, to nurture yourself, to get through something, to learn the lesson or whatever, you're going to have to speak up, make some changes or make some adjustments. It's very clear, Pisces, that is what the next step is, if you choose to ignore the mission or not. Okay, so looking for perfection outside of yourself, feeling like something will fix you, feeling like things will be better. You know, it's that everything that glitters isn't always gold. Being truthful with yourself. This is what's interesting too. This feels like a hyper self grandizement. Like, I deserve this. I deserve this. I only have this. I can only drive a Jaguar. I can only be seen in a Benz, but you love somebody that drives a Toyota. It's something like that. It's like you're realizing that finding your self-worth is inside of you, not outside of you, if that makes any sense. And then once you come to these sort of realizations about yourself and what you're looking for or what you're trying to attain, then you start working on making that happen. It's about speaking it out, making it reality, acting in the wisdom that you now possess. Okay. All right, Pisces. That was kind of deep, huh? I love you. I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye-bye.